Good morning or afternoon, everyone. I see we have some people logging in here for our webinar. Quite a few people coming on. I'll wait just a couple more minutes and then hopefully we'll get started here. In the meantime, if you guys wanted, you can put in the chat kind of where you're from, so we have an idea of who all we're talking to this morning. And I'm not sure all of you guys know, my name is Tony Voorhees. I'm an international admissions counselor here at the University of Findlay. I've been here for about 1.5 years now. So some of you may have gotten a few emails from me, or you've seen other various things with my name or my face on it. So it's very nice to have the opportunity now to talk to you guys and just kind of tell you a little bit more about the University of Findlay. So I see we have quite a few people on, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I see some people put in the chat here where they're from. We have Kenya, someone's in Washington, D.C., Russia, Madagascar, Malawi, Ghana. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if you guys have any questions throughout this webinar, please go ahead and put them in the Q&A here at the bottom. That'll be the easiest way for me to answer the questions at the end. Originally, Toto was supposed to be on this call with me, so he was going to assist me with that, but he had to go participate in another fair this morning. So we are going to try to get through this as we can. I'll answer as many questions as I can. And if I have to, I will send follow-up emails with some of you. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started here. And like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A, and I will try to get to those and answer them at the end. All right, so like I said, my name is Tony Voorhees. Here we're going to have a conversation today, and I'm just going to kind of give an overview of the University of Findlay. So you can see here at a glance, the University of Findlay has 86 bachelor's degrees, 11 master's degrees, and 4 doctoral degrees. We are a smaller campus with smaller class sizes, so we have about a 16-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So everything is very you really get to know your professors, and your professors get to know you. So even though sometimes people want the big university, sometimes we think having the smaller university is better for some of our students, especially international students coming to a new country. You really get that personal hands-on experience. And we are a small private college with about 3,500 students on campus. And we have about roughly over 1,000 living on campus. We have 20 intramural activities, which I will kind of discuss here later on in the presentation. We are 24 NCAA Division II sports teams, and we also have 2 equestrian teams. So some of our national rankings here, you can see where Princeton reviews 159 best colleges. And we also have other reviews coming from the U.S. News and World Report, the Princeton Review, Money Magazine, and the Wall Street Journal. So we're rated number 239 in the country by the U.S. News and World Report. We are the #1 Church of God school in the United States. However, if you choose to come to the University of Findlay, you do not have to have a religious affiliation. So even though we are based on the Christian faith, you do not have to participate in any sort of religious activities. You do not have to we don't require you take classes. We don't require you, do any sort of religious affiliation if you choose not to. However, we do have many different religions on campus, whether it be student-based or even within the Findlay community, that if you choose to participate in, you're welcome to. We are the #1 health informatics online program in the United States, and we're also one of the top 100 occupational therapy programs in the United States. So some of our popular programs for international students, we have our environmental health, safety, and sustainability, and that's undergrad and grad. This program has a 100% job and internship placement rate. Usually students have jobs ready for them before they even graduate. And then also on top of that, it's very easy to get internships within that program. We have our MBA, which is also a really great program that a lot of international students come here for. We have our computer science and applied analytics. We have our pharmacy program. We have our education program, which has a 99% job placement rate. So that's really good, really high. We have our health informatics program. Like we said, we're the #1 online program for that. We have exercise science and business. A lot of our healthcare is, our healthcare majors, they are world recognized, they are placed, and we are highly ranked in those programs. So the University of Findlay is focused on research and creativity. So 100% of our academic programs have hands-on learning built into them. So not only in the classroom, but also within your internships. So in the classroom, you might be doing research for an actual company here in Findlay, or you're going to be doing, rebranding or restructuring of a program where you have all the hands-on components. You're not just reading in a textbook, doing tests, doing assignments. We're actually physically doing things for our students. And so then students get to show that by showing their research for the Symposium for Scholarship and Creativity. So this is about roughly 500 students, undergrad and graduate, do research on a particular subject or a particular company, and then they present that research, and they present that not only to the community, but sometimes students are able to go nationally and internationally. Toto, actually, our other admissions counselor, he went around the country basically for his symposium research. So it's something that can get you, that hands-on experience. And then it's also a great thing to add to your resume when looking for jobs. So we have one-on-one support. Like I said in the beginning, our classes are smaller and they are taught by faculty members and not teaching assistants. So again, you get that one-on-one. The faculty really get to know you, and you're not just going to sit in the back of class and fall asleep. They are going to know if you are, falling behind, or if you're not showing up, or if you aren't participating. They will know you and they will get to know you, and they'll be able to help you any way that they can. So not only, are they teaching, but they also are helping students sign up for classes, helping them with internships, and help them get into graduate school. And our professors are available not only inside the classroom, but outside the classroom. So they all have office hours. But on top of that, if you need to, sometimes, if you need to call them, or if you need to email, or if you need to meet at a coffee shop, our faculty will do whatever they can to help you succeed. So if you cannot meet on campus, or if you can't talk right after class, they will try to help you as best as they can any way possible. So this is kind of going to show you here a little bit of campus and about campus. Our main campus is 80 acres, and we have residential, academic, and student life. And you can see in that top picture there, that is our College of Business building. So that's part of our main campus. We also have the Western Equestrian and Animal Science Complex, and that is for our Western Equestrian Studies. So it's about 153 acres. We have 300 horses, riding and training facilities. And then we also have the James L. Child English Equestrian Complex. So this is about 32 acres with 140 horses, so a little smaller. But if you are interested in any sort of equestrian program, it's really great that we have both of these. So we don't specialize in just Western or just English. We make sure that, we can have both, and both of those barns are really great complexes. So then we also have the All Hazards Training Center. So this is going to be for our environmental safety programs. So it's located off campus, and it's just another hands-on training aspect. So like I said, we really try to focus on hands-on training. So a lot of that will be done out there, away from campus, because that's where you will kind of do experiments basically. And then we also have the Reek Center for Habitat Studies, which is a 55-acre wetland used by our science programs. So here's another little overview of campus. Like I said, our main campus is 80 acres, which includes academic, administrative, and athletic buildings. We have 8 residence halls, 19 townhouses, and 21 cottages. And then we also have a number of facilities that are housing the administrative offices. So my office is on campus. And luckily our campus, because it is not so large, our students are able to walk pretty much to every class, without any rush. And we are all, within close range, that if you have any questions, usually you can come on over to our office in between classes. So here is some of our on-campus housing. I told you we have townhouses, cottages, and dorms. So basically, international students do not have to live on campus. It is not a requirement. However, for specifically new students or undergraduate and coming freshmen, we do suggest that you live on campus. Not only is this easier for a commute, it also just helps you get acclimated with campus, helps you get acclimated with coming to school here in the United States. So we will try to pair you with someone that fits your lifestyle. So if you go to bed early, wake up early, we're going to pair you with someone like that. We're not going to put you with someone who goes to bed late, wakes up late, isn't in your same major. Sometimes we try to keep majors together, or if you're in a sport, a lot of the sports teams will house together. So we really try to make sure that we're helping you succeed. And so we will make sure that we're housing you with someone that has similar interests to you. So here is our, pretty much the heart of our campus. This is Old Main and the Arch. Old Main is the oldest building on campus, and actually still has offices in there today. So this is another part of our main campus. This is our newest building on campus. This is the Center for Student Life and College of Business. This opened in the fall of 2017. I was actually lucky enough that I was able to complete my last year of studies here in this beautiful building. And it's a really great addition to campus. You can see here it has this big open atrium, a lot of tables, open space to study. We have a food court in there. That's where our bookstore is. And then other various offices are in there as well. So if you are a business major, this is where the majority of your classes are going to be. Then we have our Davis Street building here. I think this is our second newest building on campus. And if you are coming here for pharmacy, this is where the majority of your classes are going to be taken. And this building is actually very close to the Office of International Admissions. Next, we have our Brewer Center for Health Sciences here on the left. So this is where a lot of your occupational therapy, physical therapy, other health science majors are going to be. And then here on the right, we have the Mazza Museum. And the Mazza Museum is a great addition and part of campus. So it is actually home to the largest original children's art book selection in the United States and actually in the world. So if you ever read any books when you were a child, or your parents read you books, 90% of the time, some of that artwork is going to be in this museum. And it is not only open to the public, but it's also open to students on campus. And they rotate what kind of pieces they have on display. And it's a really, really fun and cool building to get to experience. And they're actually adding on to this building currently. So we're excited to see that improvement. So these are some of our organizations that we have here on campus. So we want to make sure that you're staying busy, keeping busy, and we suggest, do as many clubs as you can. It's going to give you experience. It's going to introduce you to people. It's going to introduce you to new cultures. So, we have things on here such as, the marketing club, we have pre-med club, we have writers club, book club, Spanish club, really any club you can possibly imagine, we have it here on campus. And if you don't see something here that you enjoy, it's very simple to start a club. You just need to find a faculty member essentially to oversee your club, and then you can get it started. And it's a fairly easy process, and it's something we can do if you don't happen to see something from this list that you would be interested in. So just other ways to stay active and be engaged on campus. Like I said, we do have NCAA Division II sports teams. We also have 25 intramural sports teams, so like volleyball, dodgeball, ultimate frisbee. We have a swimming pool that is open for students depending on the swim team schedule. We have cardio center, indoor tracks, climbing wall, racquetball court, and we have a gaming area. And, despite everything with COVID, we've made it a point to have these things kind of open back up with restrictions. So we are trying to make sure that our students are still able to stay active and they're not secluded to their dorms or secluded to only be going to class. We're still trying to make sure that the students are getting that full college experience that is the University of Findlay. So here you can see roughly where the University of Findlay is located here. You can see in that big circle, we're located in the Midwest part of the United States in Findlay, Ohio. So we are about an hour to 2 hours away from Toledo, Columbus, and Detroit. We're about 2.5 to 4 hours away from Cleveland, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Chicago. And then we're about a 9-hour drive away from New York City. So even though we are not a large major city, we are very close to large cities. So a weekend trip, or if you and your friends, you know, during a summer break or another break, you decide to go off, you're more than welcome to. It's a great experience. And then, you know, we do have Cedar Point that's close, which is a amusement park. And then we have Lake Erie, which is a large lake. Very beautiful area. So even though, like I said, we are not a larger city, we have those available for you. So the city of Findlay is the #1 micropolitan community in the United States. And we were actually just awarded that for the 7th year in a row, which is very exciting for us. We're a small, safe city with about 41,000 people, and the cost of living is fairly low to live here. And we have a very robust job market. So we have about 15 Fortune 500 companies located here. We have Marathon, Cooper Tire, which is now going to be transitioned into Goodyear. We have Ball Metal, we have Campbell's, we have an Amazon coming to Findlay. So we really have a lot of great companies here. So whether you try to get internships or whether you want to stay in Findlay and work here after you graduate, there's a lot of great opportunity. And you can see up in this top picture, this is our downtown. So we have a really small downtown home feeling, but we are a growing city, and we are getting bigger, and we do have a lot of opportunity here for people. So even though, you know, it's a historic downtown, and we have a lot of great shopping and restaurants and other various activities you can do. So we are continuing to grow that for, you know, the community of Findlay. And so it's a great town to live in. I've lived here for my whole life. Actually, I was born and raised here, so I love living in Findlay, Ohio. So this is something that we like to talk about, because when you do come to the University of Findlay, you have to keep in mind that we experience all 4 seasons. So you're going to experience spring, where you're going to have, which we're in right now, where you're going to have some chilly days, kind of mild days. You know, the flowers start to bloom. And then you have summer, which is warm, you know, very hot, shorts weather. And then we have fall, where the leaves kind of begin to fall and it gets a little chilly again. And then we have winter, which is very cold. So you will need to make sure when you come here, you have a winter coat, but you also have some shorts and some sandals. So in the summer, the average is 84 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 29 degrees Celsius. And the low is 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 15 degrees Celsius. And then in the winter, the temperature is 37 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 degrees Celsius, and the low is 19 degrees Fahrenheit, -7 degrees Celsius. So like I said, some students come here and have never experienced snow, and it's a really awesome thing that we get to kind of be a part of with the students. So that is something to keep in mind when you come here, is it's not one temperature all year round. We do experience various seasons. So these are some of the activities that international students get to do. So we have the international night, we have field trips to local stores and sporting events. We have the Service Ambassadors program, and then we also have the Friendship Family program. International night is a really amazing night, not only for our international students, but as for the community, because it is open to the community. And unfortunately, last year it was canceled, and then this year it is going to be virtual. So we are going to have it, but it's not going to be the same as it's been in years past. Usually there's dancing, there's music, there's food. And so people from different cultures, you know, they bring in their food, they do arts and crafts, and they dress, you know, kind of how they would in their home country. And it's a really fun night. It's awesome to get to experience. So hopefully by the time some of you guys come to campus, things can be a little different, and we can socially distance and hold international night in person. So when you arrive to campus, we have something called our international welcome houses. So those are available for incoming students who need housing after arrival. So we know a lot of students come in kind of late night, early morning, through the night. So we have these available for those students so that they have someone that can help them, because we know a lot of them have not been here before. So it's $20 a night, and you're allowed to stay up to 10 days. And this will also help you to meet new students, because we do have our graduate students that live in those houses. So they'll be able to help you. They'll be able to help you, find certain buildings or introduce you to people, or they'll be able to assist you with coming into our office. So it's a really great opportunity that we give students, just so that when they come to Findlay, they don't have to kind of fend for themselves. We kind of help you transition into that life here. So then also during orientation, this is when you're going to register for classes, explore on-campus and off-campus housing options, enjoy activities, and then you'll also have service opportunities and projects. So this is something that we want you to just keep in mind for when you are arriving to the United States, is we want our students to be here prior to orientation, just so that we can get everything handled in that one day that we do have for orientation. Sometimes if students come too late, we run into some issues, and we know that visa offices sometimes make that kind of hard right now, but make sure you work with your admissions counselor when scheduling your visa, and we'll try to make sure that you're getting here on time for orientation. So next I'm going to talk about our tuition and scholarships. So undergraduate scholarships, you can see here, are based off of your GPA. So you can get a scholarship really anywhere from $12,000 to $21,000. It just depends on your GPA. So after scholarships, tuition is anywhere from $14,000 to about $23,000. So once you submit your documents, that's when your GPA will be calculated, and the scholarship information will be awarded then. And then you see here for our graduate scholarships, it depends on the program, and tuition is significantly cheaper for our graduate programs. So after tuition, or after scholarships, the tuition is anywhere between about roughly $8,600 to about $13,600. So our scholarships, you do not have to fill out a separate application for those. That is done with our with the application in itself. So when it asks you to upload required documents, make sure you do so, because then based on those documents is how we're going to help determine your scholarship. And then you can see there at the bottom, we have a GRE and GMAT bonus scholarship. So a GRE and GMAT is not required for admission. However, if you have one, depending on your score, you can get a $1,000 bonus scholarship. So keep that in mind, but it is not a requirement. So the undergraduate application documents, this is what we need you for applying. So we need your high school transcripts and leaving certificate or diploma. We're going to need a language test score, and we are also taking Duolingo right now as well, so that's very great. We've had a lot of students take up that opportunity. We will need a passport photo, a bank statement showing available funds for at least your first year of studies, and then it is not optional, but you can upload an SAT or an ACT score. And then for our graduate application documents, very similar to our undergraduate, we're going to need your college education credentials, so your bachelor's degree, transcripts, and degree certificate or diploma. We will need an English test score, a passport photo, a bank statement, and the GRE or GMAT score, which again is optional, not required, but if you submit a GRE or GMAT, you could get additional scholarships. So right here is our steps to applying. You're just going to create an account and apply online by going to findlay.edu. You're going to upload the supporting documents that I mentioned in the previous slides. You're going to submit your scores from, as I stated, so your language test score and the GRE or GMAT if you have it, and then we will give you your admission decision. So here you can see our team. This is probably all the people that you are having communication with here. We have Rebecca Jenkins, who's the Vice President of Enrollment, Management, and Marketing, myself, an International Admissions Counselor. We have Toto, who is also an International Admissions Counselor. We have Debbie Venata, who's Assistant Director and CBIS Coordinator. And then we don't have a picture for her yet, But we also have Lindsay, who is our application processor and transcript evaluator. So you've probably gotten a couple emails from either of us over the past couple of months, just trying to assist you with the process to coming to the University of Findlay. And if you have any questions, please feel free to follow us on Facebook, or you can send us an email if I don't get to answering all of the questions here today. So I'll go ahead and stop my screen share. And I see that there are some questions, and I will answer them as best as I can for you guys. So what does it mean when you say earliest start date on the Form I-20? So the earliest start date is the earliest you can come to the United States. So there's a date that says when you are allowed to come here, and that's when that date is for. I am residing in Findlay at present on H4 visa. So can I continue H4 and then cover to F1 like in one semester? So I am not very familiar, I apologize, with H4 visas or F1 visas with you already being here. That is going to be a question for Debbie, which I will send you her, I can send you her email here if you would like to reach out to her. Let me get it here. And she will be able to assist you with that. Okay, what are some of the document one's needs when going for interview at the university? How much is the CVIS? Why is the CVIS before even getting that? How long does it take for one to have the I-20 before I haven't received mine yet? And I gave all things required. Abbas, we are working very hard to get you your I-20. Debbie does those every couple of days. So we will definitely get to that as soon as we can for you, so that you can get that. I'm not exactly sure how much the CVIS fee is. The CVIS fee varies by country. So I know you're from Gambia, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But I know I have your email so that I can send you the information for your CVIS. Kindly confirm if a diploma holder from Kenya can apply for a bachelor's degree at your institution. Absolutely. Go ahead and fill out the application. Like I said, go to findlay.edu and go to our applications page and then choose the program that you most desire. And then just follow the instructions on there and we'll be able to help you along the way. Since you're from Kenya, Toto would be your admissions counselor. So as you start the application process, just keep an eye out and he'll be able to help you if you have any questions. Duolingo requirements for graduate programs. So we require a language test score for both undergrad and graduate degrees. So we will need that from our students. And the Duolingo only costs like $49. So it's a fairly reasonable cost compared to the cost of other language test scores. And we can always send you some more information about that. A few days back, received mail about Findlay email account and password. So if you received information, I'm not sure if you're saying that you lost your email account and password, but I think someone might have sent you steps so that you could change your password. If I'm correct, Samuel, I'm not sure on that. How many backlogs are accepted for graduate students? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by backlogs, or if you're talking like prerequisites potentially. And that's where we will need you to upload your documents so that we can kind of see our processor, Lindsay. She will see kind of where you fit into our program. And then that would help determine if you would need any prerequisites or not. Yes, so the University of Findlay does have doctoral programs. Currently, we have 4. What if my passport is not ready yet, but it will be done? If your passport's not ready, that's fine. Just as soon as you can upload it, please do. It is a requirement for our admission. So just do as much as you can in the system. And then as soon as you get your passport, please upload it. Does university offer campus jobs for students? Yes, we do offer campus jobs for students. They are allowed to work 20 hours during the week, during just the basic school week. And then for breaks, for instance, like summer, you're allowed to work, I think it's 29 hours. And that is something that you will apply for once you get to campus. And we will be able to assist you with that if we can, but we do have a lot of on-campus jobs available for students. Is 3-year bachelor's degree from India acceptable for graduate programs? So again, kind of like I said earlier, just once you have all your documents, upload them, and then Lindsay, once she goes over them, will be able to assist you with whether you might need some prerequisites or if everything that you have will count towards that graduate degree. Does student have flexibility to switch from face-to-face to complete online system? So if you wish to do an online only course, you will need to take it from your home country. So you will need to at least take 9 credit hours of in-person on-campus face-to-face classes in order to maintain visa eligibility. So if you would like to do an online only class, you can, however, you would have to take it from your home country. So after the English language program, are you allowed to go into the MBA? Yes, absolutely. So if you think that you're going to be conditionally admitted, or if you don't have a language test score, you can apply for IELP, and then as you're getting ready to complete that, you can apply for MBA. Or if you do have a language test score and you want to apply for the MBA, do so, and then we'll look at your language test score and we will see kind of where you fit into IELP, because we have 3 different levels. So you might be placed in advance and you might only have to do 1 semester. So again, talk to your admissions counselor and we can kind of see based off of your score or based off of what you choose to do, where you would fit. I have been admitted, want to inquire about work study opportunity for international students. So kind of similar to the jobs, we do have jobs available on campus, which will help students, and then also internships. So that's something your advisor will be able to help you with. And generally, students take internships, usually their junior or senior year. So depending on if you're undergrad or graduate, your faculty advisor will be able to assist you with getting any sort of internship or an on-campus job. How long is the OPT valid for the MS program? OPT, I think, is only a year. I will have to double check with you on that. Again, that's kind of the area that Debbie works with. So I will double check that for you, but I think the OPT is for 1 year. Is it mandatory to provide English tests if it was the language we use to be taught with? So that is a very tricky kind of situation right now that we're going through, trying to figure that out. Depending on what country you're from or depending on what school you went to. So again, if you have an admissions counselor already, please reach out to either myself or Toto, and we will talk with Lindsay, who's our credentialist, and Greg Mott, who oversees our language department. And we will see if that can be waived for you, but if not, then it is going to be a requirement. I got admission, but I haven't received my I-20 yet, the electronically signed copy nor the hard copy of the I-20. We only have 1 person that sends those out, so please just give her a couple days and she will make sure to get that sent to you. If you requested to have it sent to you electronically, it'll be sent to you that way, or if you paid your e-ship, it'll be mailed to you. So just give her a couple days, maybe through the weekend, and she will send that to you. How many meals does the university offer per week? I'm not exactly sure of how you can eat, I think, as many times as you want. I'm not exactly sure. You might have a certain amount of swipes per day, so it might only be like 3 times per day, so breakfast, lunch, dinner. And then like if you need any sort of snacks, then that might be kind of on your own time. We do have other places on campus other than the meal halls that you can buy various little foods or salads or sandwiches, but I'm not exactly sure how many you are allowed to swipe per week. I have a passport that will expire 2023. There was a day I received a message saying my passport should be valid for 6 more months after completing my studies. So what I want to know is whether I need to change my passport. Since your passport does not expire until 2023, you will be fine when you come here. During arrival for an international student, is there an airport pickup arrangement from the school for the students? So yes, we do arrange for airport pickups for students. And if you fly into Detroit or to Columbus, we will assist with picking you up. So basically you just need to communicate that with your international admissions counselor, so that we know when you're coming, and then we will arrange a pickup. And then more than likely the student will be staying in the welcome house. So then we will have, make sure our graduate student and make sure there's a bed for you ready when you get to Findlay. We do not have any fully funded scholarships. The only thing that we have is the one that I showed you on that previous slide. So for a master's degree, you know, we have anywhere from like 1,000 to 2,000 scholarship, and then we have the potential bonus for the GRE or GMAT score. Is it required for undergrads to mandatory stay on campus dorm? No, so it's not required for international students, whether you're undergrad or grad, to stay on campus. However, we do suggest it in means of travel and transportation. You know, just to make sure that you're actually on campus and can make it to classes, we do suggest that students live on campus. I'm at admission, but I have not yet received my I-20. Like I said, please allow her some time to send those to you guys. We understand a lot of us, you know, a lot of them are coming in. So she is definitely working hard to get those sent to you as quickly as she can. How will I come to the USA? The only way really to get here is to fly. So start looking at flights out of your home country into the United States. And that's really the best way for you to get here, and the only way. What is the scholarship requirement for graduate programs? So for graduate program, I mean, there's not any requirement. It just kind of depends on what program you're in. And then also, like I said, if you do have that GRE or GMAT score, that's a bonus. And then we do have a 1,500 IELP scholarship. So for students that are in IELP, they will receive that scholarship as well. I've gotten scholarship. A problem of arrival is these, as I am financially weak. Is there any way of getting first semester scholarship to use in place of arrival costs? Unfortunately not. It does not work that way. We cannot transfer the funds from a scholarship to you. I would suggest maybe trying to find someone who can hopefully sponsor you, or reach out to a bank in your home country, and hopefully they would be able to assist you with coming to campus. How much does it cost to stay on campus housing? So it's roughly $10,000, and that covers on campus housing and the meal plan. So I see there's more I-20 questions in the chat. Again, Debbie will get those to you as quickly as she can. So the difference between the dorms is, so some of our cottages are more like a house, where a dorm room is just a room and you usually share it with another person. And then our townhouses are more of like a house. So it kind of depends on the size, but then it can also vary on cost and also availability. Sometimes those book up a lot quicker than a dorm would. So post address is sending my documents from my university to your office. Go ahead and send it to let me get you the address here, because I think you're sending it to 1000 North Main Street, Findlay, Ohio 5840. But your admissions counselor would also be able to assist you with kind of where you need to send that to. I wonder if you can bring your dog. You can bring your dog if you are choosing to live off campus, unless your dog is a service dog. let's see. At what time is it appropriate to schedule for a visa appointment in your home country? You would schedule a visa appointment in your home country. I'm not sure, Foster, if you're the one that you said that you're already in the United States. Really, you would just have to look up on the embassy's website, and that would be able to help you kind of figure out when you think you need to schedule your appointment. Is the fee for staying on campus per term or annually? So that's for a year. So the $10,000 is for a year. Will there be any money to pay before coming? You do not have to pay before you arrive on campus. However, like I said, you do need to provide a bank statement before your arrival on campus. How long does it take to receive a feedback about admission status after completing the process? Generally, it takes about 7 to 10 days. Sometimes she gets them done sooner, depending on kind of her workload. But I would say generally it's about 7 to 10 days. Do you offer any scholarships for international students? Yes, so we do offer scholarships for international students. For undergrad, it's based off of your GPA, and then for graduate students, it's kind of based off of your program. And you can also find all of that information about scholarships on our website. If admitted and required to take the English language program, if I'm able to provide my English test before the deadline, will the English language program be waived? So if you can provide us with a language test score, we can reevaluate your application, and then you might be able to go right into your desired program. So the sooner you can take that English test score, the better, so that we can get you into the program that you prefer. Is the GRE and MBA mandatory to gain admission to the master's program? So the MBA is a master's program, but the GRE is not required. However, if you do submit the GRE score, you could potentially have additional scholarships. I have not gotten my student ID yet to respond on my application. We have had a little bit of a technical error with that. We've had a couple students that have kind of had that issue. So just keep a lookout in your email, or keep checking your UFNet if you can. It should be on there if possible. Can I fly into Chicago and take a road trip to Findlay? You can absolutely fly into Chicago, and you could take a bus to Findlay, or you can rent a car potentially if you have a license that would allow you to do so. But we do not do airport pickups in Chicago. So if you do choose to land in Chicago, we suggest either flying, then having that be your layover and fly to another city, or finding another means to get to Findlay. We will be able to share this presentation. Thank you for being able to join. Who is considered as a registered student? So a registered student would be someone that is registered for classes. So that will not happen until you arrive on campus. When will the deadline for submission be for documents? We do not have a submission deadline. However, we do suggest that you upload your documents as quickly as you can. The sooner you upload them, the sooner you can get admission, the sooner you can take your visa, the sooner, or go to your visa appointment, the sooner you can book your flight. So the sooner you do everything, the more you'll have time to complete all the other steps in order to come here. When is the deadline to pay for admitted students? So you will not pay until you arrive on campus. And then generally you will work with the business office and either set up a payment plan, or you can pay it all in full. But you are not required to pay anything until you arrive to campus. I am doing bachelor's now and will graduate this June with a major in political science and minor in economics. I've applied to Findlay through my university. However, I wonder if I'm able to do master's while I am there. So if you're coming here for your bachelor's degree and then you choose to stay and do your master's, you're more than welcome to do so. You would just have to apply for that program, submit the documents like a normal submission, and then we would kind of go from there. Can the bank statement be replaced by any other means? The only thing that you can do is if you have a sponsor that can provide some sort of financial statement, that's one way that it can be kind of waived. Can you please tell me something about nursing in Findlay? I'm sorry, Abbas, I do not know very much about our nursing program. I know you're one of my students, so feel free to send me an email and I will get you some information in regards to nursing. Is any English proficiency test and GRE GMAT required to gain admission to master's program? The GRE and GMAT is not a required document for the University of Findlay. It is an optional requirement that if you submit it, you will be able to receive additional scholarships for that. You have already received conditional acceptance for MA in education, but you want to apply for MBA. So then you will have to go in and you will have to fill out a new application for the MBA program. More than likely, you're still going to be conditionally admitted for that program as you were for the MA in education. I have not been able to log into the admitted student page. Stephanie, that might be because you might not have a student ID right now. Please feel free to call the office or call our business office, and they might be able to assist you with getting into your student page. So our health informatics program, like I said, we are top ranked in our health informatics program. Dr. Lisa Bradley, she is the one that oversees that program. She's really great. It's a very popular program amongst our international students and also some of our domestic students. It has great placement after graduation, and it has a lot of great hands-on opportunities within the course. So if you're considering applying for that, I would definitely check out the homepage for that program and see if you think you would be a good fit for it. And if so, then I would absolutely apply. If you're not sure, look up Dr. Lisa Bradley on our faculty and staff directory and feel free to reach out to her, and she'd be able to give you some more information about that program. We do not have an application fee. It is all free and is done online. Are the lectures on campus? Is the student life in action, or is everyone in lockdown with distance studies? So we do have all of our lectures on campus, and we do have many face-to-face classes going on, and then with a mix of some Zoom. And then we are working hard to have student life still happening in Findlay and on campus while still practicing social distancing. So it is happening just with some modifications. Is there MA in TESOL and MA in TESOL in linguistics? Yes, there is. We do have the MA TESOL in linguistics program. If you go to our website, go to findlay.edu and look up, go to our TESOL program, you'll be able to see kind of more about that program on there. Do you assist international students with internship and attachment? So generally, your advisor will assist you with that. They will be the one to kind of assist you with any sort of internships and after job placement, which is something you would kind of talk with once you arrived on campus. Did you say the application forms will be sent to our emails? So the application is done online. So you will go online and fill out the application, and then that's how you'll kind of get it started. And then whatever email you use for your application, that is the one that you will kind of start getting some communication with on there. Is there medical insurance available for F1 visa? So we do, if you come to campus, we have medical insurance that is added to your account. If you choose to waive that, then you can do so. However, you will have to prove that you have some other form of medical insurance. I have sent my official transcript through the courier 15 days ago. It still showed not received. More than likely, we have received them. However, again, we only have one person that is doing the application. So please allow her some time so that she can kind of get that added to your application. I cannot edit my documents in my page. Could you say how we can do it? I'm not sure what you're trying to edit, but please feel free to send that to Lindsay Golick, and she'll be able to assist you with getting that uploaded to your application. Is English proficiency test required for master's program, notably MBA? Yes, an English proficiency test is required for all programs, undergraduate and graduate. Is the master's program in business administration popular at Findlay? Is there hands-on work included within the program? Yes, the MBA is a very popular program at the University of Findlay. Toto, the other admissions counselor, actually, he went through that program. He has his MBA, and he really enjoys it. He liked it. It is very hands-on. All of our programs are very hands-on. So I do suggest that you if you feel that would be a good fit, to apply for that program. What is the maximum fee for undergraduate? So our undergraduate typically is about $49, usually about $40,000, I would say. It's about $40,000, and then you would add on, some scholarships for that. So that's typically what the cost is for undergrad. Can scholarships cover our full fee? We do not have full ride scholarships. Unfortunately, we only have a small amount of scholarships. If they get any assistance to cool help for international students going to the embassy for interview. Yes, we will assist students with their visa. We'll kind of help you answer any questions, or we'll give you some ideas for things to consider when going to your interview. As I am already in Findlay, do I have to travel out of the U.S. to stamp F1? I do not think you need to. However, you will have to find the closest U.S. embassy, which I think is in Chicago. If you just go ahead and Google that, you should be able to find where the closest U.S. embassy is in order to do so. Or you would need to find the embassy for your country, wherever that closest one is. So we do have on-campus jobs. That is something that you would apply for once you get here on campus. The total fees for master's program, it kind of varies on the program and varies on the amount of scholarships that you receive. What other opportunities to get a job in the business field if international students would like to stay and work in America? So there's a lot of great business opportunities, not only in Findlay, but in Ohio. Really, there's businesses all over the country, that are maybe international based even, and, could maybe assist you with getting this job, depending on which program you get your degree in. What is the minimum bank account required to receive an I-20? That I do not know. It kind of depends on your program. So whatever program you have applied for depends on how much you need to provide for your bank account. And then it also depends on how many scholarships you've been awarded. The rough fees for health informatics. I'm going to say that it's roughly $25,000, and that's also including your room and board, and then it is not factoring in scholarships yet. On what basis do you offer scholarships GRE score? So we offer scholarships based on your GPA or based on what program you're choosing to come here for. And then if you do have a GRE or GMAT score, we offer additional scholarships for that as well. Is there any list of potential sponsors or private grant providers for international students from the university available to be checked? We do not provide any grants or sponsorships. That is something that you would need to do from your home country. All right, everyone, we are at the end of our time here. You had many wonderful questions, and it was great to have the opportunity to talk with you. I feel like we had hopefully a really great conversation. Hopefully I answered your questions as much as I can. If you have any other ones, please feel free to reach out to me, or if your admissions counselor is Toto, or even, like I said, if you don't have an admissions counselor yet, please feel free to email international@findlay.edu, and we will be able to answer your questions and hopefully get this ball rolling so that we can welcome you here on campus here in the fall or next spring. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as I enjoyed talking to you guys. Have a wonderful day or evening, and have a great weekend. Bye.